Hello, cats and kittens, felines and felidae, humans and variant humans, and every race, class, and subclass. Thank you to another joining us for another episode of Brainy the RPG Cat. I am Brainy, I am the cat, and I like to play RPGs, but unfortunately, today is BizCazFri, so I am contractually obligated to play games that aren't RPGs tonight, and tonight, as I have so furtively mentioned in the past, I have a big love for classic arcade games in addition to RPGs. So tonight we are going to be playing a new collection of classic Pac-Man games that has just released on the Nintendo Switch. We're going to be playing Pac-Man Museum Plus, and then we are going to be chasing that by playing a classic PC game from the days of the early 1980s IBM PCs published by Broderbund. We are going to be playing some Lode Runner Legacy, also on the Nintendo Switch. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Once again, this stream is brought to you by GreatMedia.Games. We are partnered with GreatMedia.Games to bring you inexpensive TCG single cards. Visit GreatMedia.Games and use the code 10finity at checkout for 10% off your online purchase. So thank you, absolutely, everybody for tuning in tonight. You guys have been a wonderful audience. I almost sound like I'm doing the sign-off already. But let's go ahead and let's head over to the Nintendo Switch so that we maybe begin playing our BizCazFri Pac-Man Museum Plus playthrough. And so, I've always been a big fan of Pac-Man. It has always been one of my all-time favorite classic arcade games. Probably one of the first ones that I've ever played, going to the old pizza place, etc. And so this is an interesting collection. I've previously played Pac-Man games like Pac-Man Classic Collection that had been previously put out for the Steam on PC. And a lot of things have changed with the Pac-Man license since then. Green Jam says, "What's up? What's up, Green Jams? Thank you very much for tuning in." That's how that old commercial used to go. That's one from my time. So, this is, has a slightly more polish for a collection of Pac-Man classic titles. As you can see, I am just directly controlling Pac-Man in an arcade that is completely customizable, and we'll do some customization of it later. But there is, I believe, 15 games in this collection. 7 of them are arcade games, as represented by the arcade game machines, and others are ones that had released on game consoles, and this is what this game console machine is for. Ooh, Pac-Man, hype, 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 hype. And it looks like Pac-Man is hype about it too, because he's doing a little dance there. Green Jam's asking, how you doing today, homie? I am doing great. And so, we're going to start out this classic compilation in the classic way. We're going to start by playing some original Pac-Man. The OG Pac-Man-y. And, just to keep things interesting as far as my stream is concerned, I decided to keep the scan lines on all of these classic arcade machines. So at least it'll look slightly different from any of the other times I might have potentially played a Pac-Man game on stream. Nice. So it's nice. And who doesn't love to look at arcade machines, side art, etc. And, well, unfortunately, this collection does not allow you to go into 100% full screen mode, which is a bit of a drawback. Oops. I've already spilled over on that one, I can see that. This also had a feature where, I had to play some of the games a certain amount of time in order to unlock other games. So I just went ahead, I took the time to do that just before I decided to start playing tonight. So we don't have to worry about that feature getting in the way. There's some other things that we can lock out, more decorations for our arcade, a few gacha toys, virtual gacha toys, which, you know, seems to be all the rage when it comes to modern day unlockables. Games just have their own built-in gacha figurines. Oh! Shadow tricked me. Shadow is getting the better of me, as he is wont to do. Okay, I mean, that proves at least I can get through to level 2. That giant Pac-Man gives me an idea for another game almost immediately. Oops. Damn, almost walked straight into Pokey there. That would have been anticlimactic. Would have made for quite an abrupt end to this playthrough. See, I see you trying to head me off at the past. I know you're not going to actually do that to me. You're not going to do that to me because I have played a lot of Pac-Man. I understand your artificial intelligence. Uh-oh. I've got eyes on the back of my joystick rotating hand. I don't know how that helps anything, but it's a thing. Uh-oh. So, why do oranges in video games always have one leaf on them? Have you ever wondered about that one? Do you ever go to the grocery store and all of the oranges just have just one leaf on them? Is it important to have that one leaf? Can you use that one leaf on any recipes? It's not an aromatic. It's not like an herbal leaf. It's not like like a bay leaf. Alright, that was the first playthrough. I made it all the way up to stage 5 with that one. And my current high score is 11,000 points. Not impressive, not by a long shot, but you know. We're still going for it here. Hopefully this time I just won't be silly enough to lose a life on the first maze. Orange theory. It almost sounds like a theory of lower physics. Although I'm pretty sure you just kind of said it in a Matt Pat sort of way. Oh, but that's just a theory. An orange theory. This one have two. Yeah, the orange in your emoticons has one too. Because if it was a big orange circle, you wouldn't actually know if it was a piece of fruit or not. You better use a 4-way stick for this. A 4-way stick would be useful, but unfortunately these days we only have analog sticks. So a lot of people use this, and we're probably going to be getting on into this as we start playing the rest of the games in this collection. Is that there is actually a way to make Pac-Man turn corners slightly faster. You just have to make sure that you ride the side of the wall, and then you're pressing down in advance, slightly before you turn the corner. So actually having a more than 4 directional stick is beneficial when it comes to just doing that strategy. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because we're going to be playing some of the later 32-bit games, and it doesn't work in those games, but it's also so synonymous with the game that you actually see a few graphical effects pop up every time you find yourself doing it inside of a Pac-Man game. And we'll be able to elucidate upon that later on during the lecture. I mean stream. I forget which one of the two I'm doing. Alright. Kegel Bunny says, I've been here all along, just being a quiet button. Well, we appreciate you. If you're a quiet button or if you're not a quiet button. So, the very next thing that I'm working on is that I'm working on, potentially having 3 people chatting at the same time for the period of at least 1 hour. That's the last goal I'm going to need to get before I am offered an invitation to become affiliate from Twitch. So, I do appreciate you guys showing up, and I do appreciate you guys chatting. Uh-oh. Well, I was at my 0 life when I had that epic run just previously, so I'm not too worried. Uh-oh. Oh, this would have been so simple, but I temporarily lost control of my Pac-Man. I'm spending a little too much time focusing on that drifting mechanic. And that messed me up a little bit. Alright, we'll head back to the arcade for now. New record! And so there are achievements in this game. And they give you just a few things that you can put around the arcade as your reward. New wallpapers that you can put against the walls. New arcade cabinets. And then, we can customize that. We could probably do a little bit of the customization later on as we're playing. But let's go ahead and let's go on to the next arcade game. This is Super Pac-Man. So for those of you who don't know your Pac-Man history, Super Pac-Man was the first game that was made by Namco to be a sequel to Pac-Man. Here in the United States, we got Miss Pac-Man instead. And as we all know, Miss Pac-Man was really just a ROM edit of the original Pac-Man. And the fact that there is an American-produced Pac-Man game has resulted in so many rights management issues that Miss Pac-Man isn't even present in this collection. Unfortunately. Yeah, so confusing. I never figured out Super. Well, it's really simple. Is that, the most straightforward thing you're supposed to do in Super is you're supposed to touch the keys. The keys are supposed to unlock gates, and gates will give you access to the fruit. There are also power pellets, and there are also green super pellets. And if you eat a green super pellet, not only are you immune to the ghosts, but you also grow giant and you're capable of breaking through gates, which makes the keys unnecessary. And that's basically how you play Super Pac-Man. I mean, if you think about it, it's a lot more tidy than your ordinary game of Pac-Man, simply because you don't have to conceptualize dots as food. You can just eat the things on the screen that look like food, which are these bananas. On this stage, I am going to eat these bananas. Big boy. Yep. Big old boy, the biggest boy. had not unlocked the gate for the portal, so unfortunately I can't use the portal to escape the little predicament that I'm in. Oops. And so I've eaten all the fruit, but I still need to get the power pellet. Oh, goody, donuts. And so as a bonus stage, I just tried to sweep my way throughout the entirety of the maze and eat everything in Super Pac-Man. If it looks as though I'm running out of Super Pac-Man power, I have to eat the green pellets. Whoops, I missed out on that one. You get an additional 5,000 points bonus if you're actually able to finish it. Noshing on some hamburgers now. Ah, darn it. Okay, and that's good for my first game. Let's see if we've unlocked anything significant. Get a couple more coins. Super Pac-Man cabinets. Some background music tracks that we can play in the little jukebox inside of our arcade. Alright, so let's see. Well, we're gonna go over to Pac and Pal as soon as Pinky is done with it. Always remember to patiently wait in line at your arcade, kids. So, Pac and Pal was a game that, was just made on top of the Super Pac-Man engine. And so it's got a lot of similarities to it. You still have the gates that you have to open and the keys that you have to unlock, but then there's also a fourth ghost over here who will occasionally swipe the cherries and the strawberries off of the field. And you have to chase them down and you have to catch them if you want bonus points. But it doesn't matter if you get rid of them, or it doesn't matter if your pal gets rid of them, because either way, that counts towards finishing the maze. Instead of having power pellets, you have the ship from Galaga and you have the car from Rally X. And that will give you a beam that you can emit by pressing the A button, and that's what you use to get rid of the ghosts. Oh, damn, the sound effects. So yeah, this has just a lovely little music to it. So instead of using keys, I gotta flip over these cars in order to open gates. And so this is what's really interesting about the Namco sequels to Pac-Man as opposed to the Midway sequels to Pac-Man, because while the Midway sequels to Pac-Man were basically using the same formula but making it harder, the Namco sequels actually did change around the gameplay a little bit. Up. Oops. I took a wrong turn about that. I barely scratched the surface of this game, so I'm going to play it again. As you'll notice that every time you flip over a car, that also prompts your pal to go after one specific fruit. inside of the maze. Since I flipped over cherries the first time, the first thing that they went after was the cherries. See, she was trying to make off with my power-up, and that would have been a mistake, because then I wouldn't be able to stun the ghost just now. Up. Give me back my strawberries, thank you. Uh-oh. Here I backed up because I thought I was going to run into Clyde, but I guess I didn't. I did not do that. That wasn't a thing that happened. Oh no. I was about to do it to myself twice. So this is what the bonus stage looks like in this game. So you basically try to uncover the dollar signs, but you also have to watch out to uncover Blinky because he's hiding around here, and that he ends the bonus stage. And before my power-up runs out, I should blow smoke at a couple more ghosts. Oops. Oops, well. Alright, well. And that is Peck and Powell, basically. So I hear the sound effects were getting a little garbled. I don't know if they were trying to suggest that that was an arcade effect. I don't know if you heard it too, or maybe it's just an issue that I'm having with the headphones that I'm wearing at the moment. I don't know. Pac-Land is a game that I have actually played on this stream before. It was a game that was based on the Pac-Man animated series that was being made by Hanna-Barbera. Roughly around 1982, I believe. And so this game is actually a platformer. It actually beat Super Mario Brothers to the arcades by 1 year. This is also where a great deal of Pac-Man's moveset from Super Smash Brothers comes from. But, you know, the goal in every one of these stages is simple, is that you just have to run from the left to the right of the screen. You have to do what you can in order to dodge the pesky ghosts, eat the power pellets, and then chomp them for bonus points. Then at the end of the third stage, you get to deliver this magical fairy that you're helping to bring back to her fairy mother. And then you get to start the whole process all over again. And so this was a game I used to play a lot as a kid. In particular, I played a version that was on the TurboGrafx 16. Watching this game makes me feel old. Yeah, makes me feel old too. So every once in a while you can nudge up against a log or a fire hydrant or even a cactus, and you'll get a power-ups like a baseball helmet that you can use to prevent the ghosts from dropping those little mini ghost critters on you. It's very simple and very straightforward as far as platformers go. But of course, like I said, this is probably the second major platformer next to Super Mario Brothers, so this was really just the beginning of a genre. So every once in a while you do try to see if you can push the cactus left. Okay, I'm invisible. I don't necessarily know what it means. Maybe it means the ghost won't bother me, but... Okay, so we're at the end of stage 3, so it's time to deliver the fairy to their fairy mother. And in return, the fairy will give me a pair of magic flying boots. So stage 4 basically has me rushing home, and now I just have the additional power of using the fairy boots to fly in the air. And that might be something that I want to do or if I don't want to do, because there are still ghosts flying around in little biplanes, and I do not want to run into those people. Technically, this counts as the bonus round of the Pac-Land game. It's just a shorter, simpler version of all the previous levels. So, as I've been saying, is that Pac-Man has currently, Namco is currently having Miss Pac-Man rights management issues. So they slightly changed the Miss Pac-Man sprite in this game, so that instead of wearing her trademark bow, she's wearing a hat. It's really hard to jump over these biplanes. You have to get it just right. Otherwise, you won't clear the bus, and then you will lose a life. Just double-decker buses. Driven by ghosts. What's the world coming to? So whenever you use a springboard to jump off of a swimming pool, you have to hit the jump button and the right button at the same time in order to stay in midair. And they just continue to challenge you with this because they continue to make all of the lakes longer. And there's a very good chance that you're not going to make it all the way across. Just like I didn't make it all the way across. Run a little bit backwards. Try to avoid the ghost that keeps you from going too far left. And then try to jump through this pool. It seems almost impossible to do unless you get it right the first time. God darn it. I lost my nerve there. Alright. Well, you know, as I said, I have actually played this before in another collection, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it this time. 3 more coins, 10 more rounds. And then we'll go from there to a game that I played a lot in 1998. This was in 1988. This was called Pac-Mania. And so this was the first game released strictly by Namco in 1988. This is them completely and totally bypassing the deal that they had with Midway at the time. It features an isometric viewpoint and a Pac-Man that actually does have a jumping button. So you have the ability to avoid ghosts by jumping. It also has a really great soundtrack. This is probably one of my favorite soundtracks in any Pac-Man game. Yes, Green Jams is here for this. Green Jams is here for these arcade jams. So in addition to the fourth ghost, there is a fifth ghost named Funky, and the purpose of Funky is simply to jump at the exact same moment that you do. That prevents you from, you know, just abusing the jump mechanic too much. Wow, jumping in Pac-Man. I'm just going to save me that power pellet for later. Okay, I'm getting it now. And there's a bonus power pellet. That one lasts like 1 or 2 seconds less than a previous power pellet would. Alright. So that was stage 1-1. Almost immediately the stage terrain started changing in this one. Is Junior Pack in this collection? No, unfortunately. Junior Pack is one of the games that is tied up in Namco versus Midway rights management issues. It hasn't had a port since the Atari 2600 days. You know, every once in a while we'll still get a Miss Pac-Man because it's nostalgic for some people, but when it comes to Junior Pac-Man, they say forget about it. It really just doesn't have that kind of value to either company. It's a shame because it's one of my personal favorite Pac-Man games. I play it every time I get an opportunity to find it in the arcades. Yeah, I like Junior. And so Junior had double-sized mazes, and Junior also had a mechanic where some of the dots would become harder to eat if the fruit bounced against it at just the right time. And so these are mechanics that we've never seen again in the Pac-Man game, because they belong to Pac-Man Jr. Okay, that's stage 2 down. And so now we're going to go ahead, we're going to move on to the next maze aesthetic, which looks exactly like the original Pac-Man stage, just slightly raised it in the isometric perspective. And I really like this song in the soundtrack. You've heard it a few times, you know, in some later Pac-Man projects. Like, I know that it's part of the music in the Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures cartoon. It just kind of sounds like a hard metal version of the standard cutscene theme. So this maze has 5 ghosts in it, but it doesn't have a Funky yet. We'll see if we can actually get to a stage that has a Funky in it. So unlike the other games, we're already at stage 4, so the power pellets are already beginning to lose their effectiveness. So instead of having a portal, we just have the center part of the maze that will take you from the right to the left. Okay, so this stage is clear. Okay, I believe this one has a funky. He's the green ghost over there. And so if he ever gets close enough to me and then I jump, then I'm not going to be able to escape him because he's going to jump at the same time as I do. He didn't do it then. He didn't need to in order to beat me in that situation. Oh, darn it. I'm out of quarters. Mom, can I just have one more quarter? It's only a quarter. Alright. I got a gold container. Just a gold block that I can put in my arcade now. I've got a Retro E wallpaper. The wallpaper actually looks like the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man, which, of course, isn't in this collection. Alright, so when it comes to the arcades, well, let's see, we've got two more that we can potentially play here. One of them is Pac-Man Battle Royale, which is ordinarily a 4-player Pac-Man that you can play. Even the arcade cabinet versions of them just are 4-way cocktail tables. And so we can play that, but first let's play Pac-Man Arrangement, which I believe this game came out in, I probably think it would be roughly about 2004. And so this is a 32-bit version of the original Pac-Man game. Part of a series of games Namco was putting out, like a Galaga arrangement and a pole position arrangement that were just 32-bit updates of their classic games. Alright. So there's a 5th ghost in this game as well, and his name is actually Kinky, if you can believe that. So what Kinky does is that he possesses the other ghosts, and when the other ghosts get possessed by him, they get some extra powers. There's also, you know, just some other interesting elements of this game, like there's some actual boss battles in here. We'll see if we can play through fast enough in order to see one. Up. This is unfortunately one of the games where that corner turning trick that I discussed with you before doesn't actually work. And for some reason this game had a more than 4-directional joystick. I don't know why they implemented it, it's still just Pac-Man. Oh, darn it. So you'll see that I am far from good at this one. But I also just have the ability to insert coins and continue playing from where I left off. So this is a new mechanic that's in here too, is that you have the ability to go through these dash arrows. And that will just allow you to clear one single row of coins all at once. And it will also make the ghost dizzy if you pass by them. Lots of weird aesthetic choices, like the fact that stage 2, instead of fruit, you have a mushroom. Yes, once again, we are at the old school days. They have got their own take on this. Okay, play the same stage again, but this time with dash pads. As I grabbed a power-up there that actually held the ghost at the starting position for a short amount of time. Oh. I'm in a lot of trouble here. So all the ghosts are just in a small cluster with me, and it's also Kiki has possessed Blinky and turned him into a half-bull creature. Uh-oh. This is another interesting twist here, is that this actually has 2 levels to it. They don't use it too effectively on this stage, but then there are other stages where, you know, it becomes a lot more important to remember which plane you're on. Oops. I think that's it. I don't know if I registered my score on that one. Maybe I left the game too quickly. Okay, on to Pac-Man Battle Royale. There are some Pac-Man games I haven't seen before. Well, that's true because, you know, a good amount of these are actually Pac-Man games that have actually come out in the year 2000. This game, I believe, has a date of 2010 attached to it. And so, this is an arcade machine that you would end up seeing in places like Dave & Buster's or, you know, any grown-up arcade bars. And so it's intended to be a 4-player game. So, these are the basic instructions for 4-player Pac-Man, is that if you eat the power pellets, you have the ability to eat the other Pac-Man. Other than that, it has a similar play style to Pac-Man Championship Edition. Generally, what you're supposed to be doing is you're supposed to be eating all the dots on the stage, summoning a fruit, and then eventually you'll summon a power pellet. They have the little beam attached to your Pac-Man so that you'll be able to see where your Pac-Man is. And so this is very useful when you play this game on a 4-player table. Otherwise, it would be really easy to get lost. So here your goal is essentially just try to beat out the other Pac-Man in any way possible. Maybe you can get a higher score than him, or maybe you can just eat the power pellet and then munch on him. And that's probably the path of least resistance here. So where I previously mentioned, there are some games that have a graphical addition. If they ever see you actually doing the rail grinding, this game actually has one of them. And you can see that if I'm pushing up against some of the other areas of the maze, then you'll see sparks come out of Pac-Man, and that suggests that, you know, to the other player that he's trying to turn a corner on you. Slice of pizza. No, but then I'm gonna eat the other Pac-Man, and he will be my dinner, and he will be my prize. I'm gonna lurk. I'm gonna go to work now. Thank you very much for tuning in. Eat them bacon and eggs. Still try to go after the CPU player. It doesn't matter because we're both large, though. Oops. He knocked me into the ghosts, so that actually gave him a point. But thanks for the stream, man. Take care, everybody. So long, Green Gems. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to get you CPU-controlled Pac-Man in a game that I should be playing with 4 players. Oh, he did himself in. He ran right into the ghost cage. And then that is it. I have scored 4 rounds. And that makes me the winner. And so if you were playing this in the arcade, then your quarter would be up slightly after you had after you'd won the round. Alright. And so those are all the arcade games. Now we're going to move on to the video game console. This was already set to play Pack Attack. So we're going to start by playing Pack Attack. So Pack Attack is a fairly straightforward game. It's basically Tetris with the occasional Pac-Man in it. Start out by playing on easy. I really like the music in this game too, is that this one runs a close second to me after Pac-Mania. And so you have to, you know, create lines of blocks, just like in Tetris, but the ghosts have a tendency to get away, and so in order to beat the ghosts, every once in a while you've got to wait for Pac-Man to show up. And then you've got to put Pac-Man down in the row in a way where he is capable of eating ghosts until he reaches the bottom of the field. And this is basically how Pack Attack is played. It's very 90s. These kinds of games were really, really popular in the 90s. So there was a very small amount of arcade units that existed for this game, but you know, most people tended to play it either on the Super Nintendo or on the Genesis, where you would play games in these days. Oops. Had Pac-Man go the wrong way that time. And so, you know, it's Tetris, but it's a little harder than Tetris simply because you have to mind the Pac-Man mechanic as much as you have to focus on making actual rows. Oh, game suddenly got a lot faster. Game programmers really coming after my quarter this time. Oops. I tried to stack Pac-Man on top there, but I wasn't quick enough. I was not as quick as the game. Oh, there's a fairy. Fairies will make all of the ghosts below the column disappear. I don't know what I need to do in order to summon them, but them's a breaks. That saved my game quite significantly. Who says falling block puzzles aren't good for stream? Maybe just not this one. And even if it was, you know, you wouldn't want to spend a significant amount of time just playing Pac Attack on your stream. Ah, darn it. I boxed in Pac-Man a bit too badly this time. I think that's it. That's the end of my game. I don't think I'm recovering from this one. They mercifully started making the game scroll a little bit slower, but... Pac-Man, Mean Bean Machine, perfect. I don't know. You know, if I were to compare the two games, I think I would still prefer Mean Bean Machine. The Mean Bean Machine mechanic is a little bit more solid than this. Oh look, I get to put my name in. Let me see. They have a lot of characters too. Let me see. R-A... Just to be in 10th place. And... Y. There we go. 10th place. I'm probably going to be on the online leaderboards now. Say my new high score display, 13,424 points. And that's me 2 coins. And some new wallpaper, etc. Alright, so what else do we have here in the console? We have Pack in Time, which is a platformer game. We'll probably save that for close to the end because that's going to require multiple levels. Pac-Man Arrangement. I think that's a different version of the Pac-Man arrangement than this Pac-Man arrangement that we just played. That there's both a console version and also a arcade version of that game. Pac-Man Championship Edition, and then Pac-Moto and Pac-and-Roll. So Pac-Man Championship Edition probably be the one that we played next. So Pac-Man Championship Edition is a game that came out, I believe, in the year 2000. It is effectively a competitive single-player high-score Pac-Man. It's a version that has been made exclusively in order to play in a tournament environment. And so the object of the game is to try to score try to get as high a score as you possibly can within 5 minutes, which is represented by the timer at the top of the stage. And so this has the same spark effects when you use a rail grind trick that was in the 4-player Pac-Man. So there's a very straightforward method that you use for summoning dots, fruit, and power pellets. Every time you eat a fruit, it replenishes all of the dots on one side of the screen. And so it's up to you in order to eat all of the dots, eat the power pellets, and then eat the fruit, and then move over to the other side of the screen with enough time for the ghosts. And want to try to see if you can keep it so that the ghosts are always under the effect of a power pellet. Because if they are, then you can eat through them and you can score even more points. But if they ever snap out of it, then they can potentially catch you and then you'll end up losing a life. Your game will end if you lose all of your lives, so that's not something that you want to do. It's that you want to try to keep yourself in the game so that you can score as much points as you possibly can before the time runs out. You know, and this is a game that I love playing. It's not a game that comes up very often when you're playing games, multiplayer games with friends and things like that. People aren't really all that into playing for single-player competitive high scores. You know, that definitely was an old-school arcade thing, and so it's really funny that this game has only probably been out for the past 10 years or so, because it's a little too late to the party when it comes to trying to entice players with the prospect of playing for a competitive high score. And I've played versions of this in the past. There's a deluxe version that's a standalone game that allows you to rack up a lot of additional points by eating multiple ghosts at the same time. There's also an 8-bit D-make of this game that came out as part of one of the Namco Museum collections on the Switch, and that one's very fun to play too. Uh-oh. I lost 1 life there, but at that point I had 7 of them. Up. Make that 6. See, I'm in a little bit of trouble here because, I have to eat one of these dot columns in order to spawn a fruit. And so, the more that you spawn, the more dots appear on one side of the maze. And that makes it more challenging. So, that works it out so that you make the majority of your final score in the last minute or so of the game, which is very fast-paced and very exciting. Oops. See, this is where the game is at its hardest, and so it's significant because this is within the last minute. "14 seconds left." Oops. So because I died there, I'm probably not going to recover in enough time to finish. So that is the entirety of my high score there, 13,000 points. That's a fun game if you can convince your friends to play it and try to get the highest score possible. Then, more power to you. So we have Pack Moto, we have Pack and Roll Remix, and we also have 256. And so just for the sake of, playing the quicker games first, I'm going to play 256. So this game actually came out in 2015, and it was originally released as a mobile game. And so you're gonna begin to see why in just a moment. It has a lot of similarities to mobile games like Cross the Road. And the basic idea here is that as you're playing the game, a big glitch is eating up the maze directly behind you. And so what you need to do is you need to make sure that you can get as far down the maze as you possibly can before you get consumed by that great big glitch in the background. And so effectively it is really just Pac-Man Crossy Road, and so you compete for a global high score like you do in many other mobile games. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble now. And that's it. And so your run is ended if you collide with any ghost, or if you, and they give you, power-ups and upgrades the more that you play. I've been given a laser upgrade. I'm going to be able to press the A button every once in a while, every time I pick up the laser icon on the field. And that will help me because, if I can point that in the direction of some of the ghosts that are attacking me, then I'll be able to beat them. But obviously it doesn't work on the black ones. I don't know what the black ones are supposed to be. They're supposed to be transparent ones. They give you like little mobile style achievements. Like right now they're asking me to try to eat 100 pack dots in a run. Oops, that was a coin. That was not a power pellet. I thought it was a power pellet, but it is not a power pellet. Up. I'm not very good at this one. Can't you tell? But anyway, it is supposed to be limiting just in the sense that it is supposed to be a mobile game, so, it's just supposed to put so many obstacles to you're playing a game all the way through. All right, so now we have Pack in Time, Pac-Man Arrangement, and Pac-Moto. So also Pack and Roll. Let's try Pac-Man Arrangement. I'm interested in what the difference is between this version of the game and the arcade version of the game is. It appears to have a map screen. It appears to be 3D instead of pixel animated. Interestingly, I'm not seeing a Kinky yet. It has some of the same music, and the way that the pack pellets tend to move around in the maze is also quite interesting as well. I'm not entirely sure what this would be. This is probably, something that they had released later on for the Nintendo DS or something like that. But it's entirely different from the arcade version of Pac-Man Arrangement that we played. There's a cutscene. Okay, now they're giving us the zoom pads back. By stage 3, which was exactly what we dealt with in the arcade version of the game. Oops. I hit that zoom pad just a little too quickly. What's been hard about doing this maze is that there's a wall on both sides of the lower half of it. Dead! Baron Von Bun says. Dead. Unalive. So completely and thoroughly made to sleep with the pack fishes. Oh, giant one. So here the cutscenes actually mean something. I'm actually going to have to fight a giant Blinky now. So I think I have the arcade and console versions of this game confused. The console version of the game is obviously the one that had the boss battles in it. Oh, come on, I already ate the power pellet. And so we've beaten stage 1 and gone on to stage 2 apparently. So they're adding another gimmick to this, and this is going to be randomly opening and closing doors. Sometimes the pathway will be available to me, and sometimes it will not. Oops. Okay. Still have 1 life left. Almost got this one solved. See, now we have the dash pads, and now we have the randomly opening doors. I got a high score. Strangely, they only let me have 3 characters. They let me have my whole name in the Pack Attack game. That is the game over. Over is the game. And so that is apparently the console version of Pac-Man arrangement. I didn't know it was so different from the arcade one. Lots of background music as a reward for getting that one. Game over, man. Game over. Whoops. I didn't mean to go back into it. Still gonna bug me about stats, even though I didn't actually play the game. Okay, so we're getting into the territory where we're mostly going to be playing platforming games from this point forward. So let's go ahead and get those last 3 out of the way, and then we can go ahead and play the second part of our stream, which is going to be Lode Runner, which is, I'm looking very forward to it. So Pack Moto is another versus game. We might skip it because it's really just built on top of the Pack and Roll engine. So the choice here would be Pack and Roll Remix or Pack in Time. And I think I'm going to play Pack and Roll Remix first, because Pack in Time is much more legitimately a platform game. So this game was originally released for the Wii, and I believe it was in 2013. And so the object of the game was to roll Pac-Man like a ball through the stages. And so originally this was done using motion controls. I'm not using motion controls here. I'm just using the control stick. I wonder if we have options for that though. Let's see. No, I don't believe we are. I think I'm stuck using the control stick for this. Alright. So, I have to collect enough dots in order to open up these gates over here. And so this has, you know, something in the neighborhood of some Marble Madness physics. I can press a button in order to hit the brakes on myself. But other than that, you know, I don't have an awful lot of control here. Just rolling Pac-Man around like a marble. This game looks like it's fun. It's pretty fun. Okay, now I have enough to get through this gate. And so they make this first stage simple enough. It's only once we get to stage 2 that we're gonna start running into obstacles like the ghosts. Alright. There was... so I think I collected 135 dots. So there was some like 15 dots that I left in the stage. But we're not doing this for a completion. And so now we're getting a little bit more into classic Pac-Man here. We are in a maze. We are in the... and we're in here with a ghost. Hitting ghosts will make me lose points on my life meter, but in addition to that, they also have different properties to them. Like the red ghost will, I'm capable of going through but still taking damage, while the blue ghost will punt me like a football if I get too close to it. Alright. So I'm not the best at this one either. And so, you know, the thing that gets me is, you know, just the really loose controls. What can I say other than I believe that Pac-Man should always feel a certain way. So I'm the stickler in this situation. I love Marble Madness. He has a nose. Well, he has a nose in many of these games. You know, you weren't around when I was playing games like Pac-Land, where he also has a nose. But that's really just kind of what his default character design is. Pac-Man sometimes has a nose. It doesn't seem to bother him that he's rolling on top of it, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, there's no point for me to even have the power pellet at this point. Yeah, let me through. Open the door already. Yay! I'm Pac-Man, and I'm adorable so-and-so. Alright. Done. That stage done. I feel like I'm in more of a panic than I should be. Maybe it's this very fast-paced gameplay. to make sure I actually clear those jumps. Okay, I don't think I can do anything in that corner. Oops. I didn't realize that that orange thing in the ground was actually the orange ghost, but I know that now. I have learned from my past mistakes. It's got a little bit of a Tony Hawk quality to it. There's the fact that I need to know to hit the dash button just at the right time to get all the way up the half pipe. Easy enough. Okay, well, World 1-4. We're almost at the end of this set right here. I am wearing knight armor. I don't entirely know why I'm wearing knight armor. I guess that it makes me immune to these arrows over here. Oops. Well, this armor isn't ghost-proof, I just learned that. Oh, I have the power pellet, I should be using it. Too bad you can't ollie. Well, ollie how? I'm a wheel, I am not a board. I can do two things. I can dash and I can also break. And I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going right now. Okay, that's a checkpoint. I'll go down this hall. I can't jump. I can jump in Pac-Mania, but I can't jump in this game. Okay, let's see what this first stage, the first and final stage looks like. Okay, for some reason I have wings. I don't know what wings necessarily help me with. I mean, as soon as I catch air, I can start making a flapping noise. I don't think it keeps me in the air, I think it suspends the amount of time that I'm in the air. had to collide particularly hard with that ghost in the car. Wow, I went all the way down. Like I was playing a game of Super Monkey Ball. Uh-oh. Okay, I thought the platform was doing a free fall, but it's actually just moving up and down very quickly. Okay, and so we will now formally end our preview of Pack and Roll. Because it is a full-fledged game, and, you know, it is a game that I could end up accidentally playing all night. Which is, you know, makes it quite similar to the game that we're going to end with, which is going to be Pack in Time. Pack in Time was a platformer that came out for the Super Nintendo and Genesis, I believe, in 1995. Our hero, Pac-Man, is the cool video game dude we know and love. Accidentally, with quotation marks. You know it, Baron Von Blood. When the evil Ghost Witch and her ghost monsters invaded this world, Pac-Man was there to defend it. Since then, he's been living happily with his family in Pac-Land. So once again, here's the rights management issues again. They decided to change this cutscene, so that doesn't quite look like Miss Pac-Man. But his fiendish archenemy, the Ghost Witch, has vowed to destroy his tranquil life. Following the failure of her diabolical plan, she decided to eliminate Pac-Man once and for all. She didn't succeed because there are sequels after this. The Ghost Witch cast a forbidden spell on Pac-Man, ripping him from his family, and hurling him through time to his dangerous past. The journey back in time transformed Pac-Man into a young Pac-Boy. Just a way of saying that he has shorter limbs in this game. The Ghost Witch sent him a world in which he has never heard of the hero Pac-Man. Through the witch's foul magic, the inhabitants of a once beautiful land have turned against him. And the Ghost Witch's loyal ghost will do everything possible to keep him prisoner. Can Pac-Man overcome the dangers and find a way back home? Or are you just that bad a video game player? The evil Red Wizard. Well, the evil Ghost Witch, which, you know, is just as perplexing because we've never heard of a Ghost Witch before. So here I am, platforming Pac-Man. So I am able to do my platforming through a series of power-ups I'm able to collect by jumping through rings. And I have one of them right now. And it's basically a dot spitter. It almost looks like a Hadouken. Look at this. Hadouken! Now I can jump. Yeah. Of course I can jump. I have a tendency to bounce quite a bit as well. They've taken full advantage of the fact that my character is basically a sphere, and really only animated the limbs around it. So I need to collect dots because I need a certain amount of dots in order to pass certain gates, which is really exactly the same thing I was doing in Pack and Roll. So let me see. I can use the shoulder buttons in order to change from my pack fireball to a grappling hook that I am capable, that I can then use to attach myself to certain. Oops. Oh, I crushed myself. How amateur. Such an amateurish move on my part. I'm getting used to what the controls are in this version of the game because it's certainly different from when I played it on the Super Nintendo. Do you have a crush on myself? Yep. And I definitely exercised it. I left and I took all my money, with me. Alright. Having a hard time with you, Mr. Lode. I'll wait for you to come back down. There, you gave yourself a ring. Up. And so this is a weird little, isometric Mode 7-ish trick that they do around here, is that, you have Pac-Man. He gives himself a line, and now he's able to dangle off of the line and use that in order to gather Pac Dots. I don't know if I need all the Pac Dots immediately ahead of me. The meter on the bottom says that I need 12 of them. And it's really mastering this really finicky mechanic around here that's actually going to help me beat the game. Let's see. I think I can shoot this chest open. No, I guess not. So another item I have is a bubble, and the bubble is basically what allows me to swim. And it also allows me to spit bubbles to use against enemies. I have a hammer. And so the hammer is what I use in order to break these logs right here. Presumably I can use it to attack enemies too, but I think that's to my great detriment. The meter is telling me I still need 6 dots in order to beat this, so yeah, I need to go all the way back up top in order to get to them. Alright. I think that there used to be something like a door that would take me to the start of the level, but I guess not. I'm mistaken about that. I actually do have to fight my way all the way back up to the top of the level in order to get those last 6 dots. They preferred a port of this to any of the Pac-Man World games. See, that chest opened up by itself. I think it only opened up by itself because I had a certain amount of dots. Okay, gotta do more of this. Spider pack, spider pack. I had the key. Did I have a key? I don't think I ever had anything resembling a key. Maybe I should have just bashed the exit door in with a hammer. No, but I already know I can't end the stage unless I have all the dots. It was at the top of the water. But you cannot pass the stage with a key, no. We cannot pass the stage with the key, no, no. I just have to keep using this finicky rope trick until the game decides that it wants to give me the rest of the pack dots. But I ran right over it. Oh, dang it. Every time I touch the platform, I stop swinging. And that's what the hard part of all this is. Darn it. Okay, let's raise myself up a little bit. There we are. Now I can go through the door. Yay! Yay, I actually beat something. Now, when I played this on the Super Nintendo, you had passwords. Not really seeing passwords. Maybe I have save states. It's hard to tell. Let me see. No, I'm not entirely sure I have those either. So I managed to get myself the fireball so I could get rid of that enemy right there. They have the same spinning logs that they have in Pac-Land here. It's a nice touch. They are doing something resembling a throwback. Ah, darn it. I crushed myself again. So the Pac-Man World games are pretty fun, and I actually do have a couple of them. Is that I should probably wait until another BizCazFri in order to play those. I keep mistaking the button that I use to switch weapons with the button that I use to pull up the menu. That is a little annoying. Not something that I would have done back on the old Super Nintendo. Emotional support honor is rating with a party of 15. Can we offer you a fish in these trying times? Thank you, emotional support honor. Thank you, Clarion Dorian, and thank you everybody who has come over from Emotional Support Otter's channel. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. See, I thought I was gonna hit the roof, and I do not have my usual swimming ability. So, I'd like to do a shout-out right here. Let's see. Please check out Emotional Support Otter's channel. They were last playing Pogo Champ. Trout Slap Brainy. That would hurt me if it weren't trout and I didn't happen to like it enough. Oh my god, yes, changed. Well, there's the first time we've seen something resembling a ghost in this game. It almost looks like one of the sprites from Clay Fighter. So, I was playing through the games in Pac-Man Museum Plus. And that's going to be making up the first part of our stream. We're going to switch gears at the top of the hour, and we're going to play And we're going to play some good old-fashioned Lode Runner with the second half of the stream. So, thank you everybody for coming in from Emotional Support Otter's channel. You guys are awesome. Please stay tuned to the second part of the stream. It's going to be pretty cool. At least I think it's going to be pretty cool. Because I'm an old fuddy-duddy who loves very, very old video games. Okay, I need the bubble here because I need to actually underwater dive. Alright. So, I see what Baron Von Blood was saying before. I found a key. Baron Von Blood says I have Lode Runner on my wish list. Gosh, you know, I don't recall, you know, paying more than $5 for it. I guess that's what the keys do. They just open normal doors. That's what I'm supposed to do there. Alright. Okay, now I'm supposed to get down there. Oh, I need the hammer in order to break that down. Alright. And that's level 2 in the books. I'll try to see if we just get past level 3. Yeah, it's like $5, but it's real low priority. Yeah, I can understand that. You know, priorities are awful funny about me because, you know, first and foremost, I do want this to be an RPG channel, whether it's tabletop RPGs or JRPGs, video RPGs like the long play that I have been doing in Trials of Mana. But on the other hand, you know, I do love classic arcade games an awful lot. I mean, I'm sure I have other Pac-Man collections on my Switch in addition to other places like on my PC, but I still wanted to buy the newest one that had games like Pac-In-Time on it. I remember this stage. I remember having a really hard time with it when I was a kid. One up. Okay, so. Wrong button. Get close to the roof and then I have to spider pack onto it. Lemonade stand music. Yeah, pretty much. A slight remix of the original Pac-Man cutscene theme. For those of us in the know. Oops. I need that dot up there. Okay. So I think the really hard part about this stage was, you know, getting back up to that platform that the exit is on once I grab this last pack dot. Oh, and then I have this one ghost in the way. Alright. There we are. I made too big a deal about that. Alright, so I am going to just end up continuing to play this if I stay on the path that I am. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pump the brakes on it right now. Alright, so everybody, I'm going to be taking probably just like a 5-minute break. Ooh, thank you to Paxis Raccoon for tuning in. Ordinarily for giving us a follow. And I believe also Mark the Pine Martin. Thank you to Mark the Pine Martin and Paxis Raccoon for following the stream. Usually I have stream notifications for this. I don't know why they're not showing up right now. But anyways, thank you everybody for staying tuned in. I'm going to take just a 5-minute break, and then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our playthrough of Lode Runner Legacy. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is BizCazFri on Brainy the RPG Cat. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Be sure to take a look over at my sponsor. For 10% off your single TCG cards, visit greatmedia.games. Alright everybody, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Everybody stick around. Thank you very much for tuning in. Okay, we're back. Yeah, it was a relatively short break. I didn't need to take all of 5 minutes to use the little kitty's room this time. But anyways, thank you very much for tuning in to Bringing in the RPG Cat. Thank you everybody for tuning in, cats and kittens, felines and felidae, all races, classes, and subclasses, humans and subhumans. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you to all of the raiders that recently came over from Emotional Support Otter's channel, and also thank you to Bedronius for tuning in. You guys are fantastic. I cannot begin to express to you how great it is that you guys have been coming in and continuing to support the stream. I know that it won't be too long before Twitch has decided to prevail upon me my award for having 5 simultaneous streamers, and then we're going to be able to bring this to affiliate. It is all thanks to your dedication to the stream. Thank you very much for doing that. So we're going to be playing a new version of an extremely classic game pretty soon. We're going to be playing Lode Runner Legacy on the Nintendo Switch, a game that goes all the way back to the old IBM days and has a significant amount of really exciting puzzle platforming. So we're going to be playing that in just a moment. Thank you to our sponsor once again, The Great Games LLC. If you want inexpensive TCG single cards, visit greatmedia.games. Use the code 10Infinity at checkout for 10% off your online purchase. It sounds as though that I'm plugging this a lot, but it's really because I took a slightly shorter break than I did last time. Baron Von Blood says, I tune in when I can. I usually watch the video games. The other streams don't really interest me. Well, I try to do what I can in order to keep things exciting, and I'm going to be bringing some pretty exciting things to the stream pretty soon, including our very own actual play RPG. That's in the works, and I hope to be providing that to you soon. Along with some other really great role-playing game themed streams. And so, yeah, we're going to be playing that, and of course we're going to be playing more role-playing game-based video games. But, I think I've gone on for a while now. Let's go ahead, and let's head on to the main attraction of tonight's stream, Lode Runner Legacy on the Nintendo Switch. Alright. So, Lode Runner has always been a favorite game of mine. I know that there originally wasn't a version of it that was produced by Hudson Soft and released on the NES, but I didn't play that one. I played a PC version of it that came out roughly around 1996 that was released by Sierra and created by Jeff Tunnel Productions. That's the one that I'm most familiar with. I've been curious about this. I used to play on Apple too. Well, so, this game is a little bit more, has a bit more of a mobile game progression to it. They do take the first few levels in order to teach you how to go through the basic game mechanics. But, after that, then it's your usual Lode Runner affair, 100 levels of intricate puzzle platforming, some really sweet looking pixel art, a good amount of the old spit and polish. So, Lode Runner is actually very simple and straightforward. Is that you are a character of the mining persuasion. You have to grab all of the gold in one stage, and you have a boring instrument as your only weapon that allows you to delete some of these blocks and allow you to fall through them. Once you grab all of the gold bricks on any stage, then you're free to progress to the next one. And the great majority of these stages are single screen, but there are some of them that also scroll sideways across the screen, and I think in this version of the game they have actually added some vertically scrolling stages as well, but this is as standard as puzzle platformers get. So here they're teaching you a mechanic. They're basically have you learning how to use your boring gun to I don't think I can break that. Okay, because it's an illusionary block. Alright. And so just like a mobile game, you know, a game with mobile progression, they do give you a rating for the end of each stage. I haven't quite figured out how to get 3 stars on a stage yet, but maybe I will as we're playing tonight. So this is another part of the mechanic. After you destroy a block, sometimes you just have to wait for it to respawn. So here they're trying to get you to focus on destroying these blocks in the right order, so that you don't make the mistake of sticking yourself in a place where you're not going to be able to win anymore, like I did just now. So you have to mind, you know, what order that you destroy the blocks in. Alright. See, now I can't get that one. Oh, and now I can't escape this. Dull. Yeah, there's a lot of moments like that. There's a lot of dull moments. I probably should have done this. Oops. I did it again. This time I'll just let the block crush me. It's easier than having to start over. Nope. That wasn't it either. There we go. That's how that's done. I only got 1 star. It is more than likely because I kept screwing up at that one. You can't grab gold next to a bar or a letter. Yeah, I can't grab that one because it's next to a bar. That one has an illusion block on it. Trying to teach me something valuable here. One of the point scores is for time. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, and that takes care of all of them except for the one next to the illusion block. Let's see how I get that one. Nope, not like that. Can I drop from the bar? Yes, I can. Grab the gold enclosed by the blocks. If you're trapped, you can always restart. Thanks for letting me know, but I'm not going to get trapped this time because I am on the top of this puzzle platforming acumen at this point. Alright. Okay, this looks like trouble. I can grab this, but then I can't exit. As that this is a much more advanced version of a very classic PC game. So they have to actually teach you how to manage some of the screwed up old physics that used to exist in the original PC game. See, what I need is a way to get through all of this and still leave a gap on the bottom for me to escape. If I'm on the ladder, yeah, I can melt on the sides. That's what I need to do. Okay, let me take a moment in order for this to reform a little bit. Okay. There we go. That's how you do that. Or you can do it off the ladder. Yeah. I keep forgetting that. You definitely can continue to do this off the ladder. And so at this point, the game considers me done with the tutorials, as leaving me completely on my own in order to solve the rest of this. Another cutscene. Hello, zombie men. The zombie men are my arch enemies. Oops. I don't know why I did that. I wasn't trying to do that. I'm using the directional pad in order to play this. And so the enemy characters, they're made to chase you as best as they possibly can. You know, they're a lot like the Ghosts in Pac-Man in that respect. You can occasionally trap them, but, you know, they never fall completely through block areas. I wanted to punch him in the face. So say we all. And so that's the thing, is that you can temporarily inconvenience them by making them fall into pits, but then you can't completely destroy them. When I played the Sierra one, you're capable of destroying them by standing on top of them until the block closed. But that doesn't seem to be a feature of this game. We have to be a little bit more cagey than that. A little bit more light on our feet. Sometimes it's possible to, yeah, double trap them. Is make wider pits, and then as a result, they would just fall in them. Uh-oh. Now I'm in trouble. I didn't mean to fall in here. Okay, now where were we? I have to do a lot of mining in order to get through this part of the rock. Of course, they get to respawn and you don't. I did it again. Like adults. Like a dullard. Okay, take 3. So I can't get there from the center ladder, and I think that's what they're trying to show me here. Yeah, you shouldn't stand there. Did he just end up collecting the gold for me? Is that what happened here? Or did I... Is that negative? Does it mean I can't collect that anymore? Ah, darn it. They have a funny way of following me. I'm assuming that that's not too different from the original game. Oh, dang it. Not what I should have done. Well, I just live here now. I think I have found my summer home. Yeah, I'm really going to have to restart this time because I'm not getting out of that one. I don't often recall, seeing these guys get stuck on the ladders all the time, but I don't know. I'm old. I play games this old, my mind is definitely going. Oh, darn it. I did it again. I'm not putting enough thought into this. What am I supposed to do with him in here? Try drilling him? No, I don't think that works. See, I can stand next to him, I can press the drill button, nothing is happening. I'm pretty sure that, in the PC version, I'd be able to lure him into the area with the drilled block, but I don't think that's going to happen here. Ah, darn it. I walked right into that one. See, what am I supposed to do here? This is where I'm. This is where my mind is failing me. So while he's over there, he's occupied with a ladder. I need to drill away most of the platform that I'm standing on. So I'll be able to get through most of the brick that is in the way of the gold bar. That's the thing, all of this has to go bye-bye. Okay, well. So yeah, if he does fall on the gold bars, he makes them disappear. I don't know if that actually adds to my score. Get rid of you. The thing is that I have to do so much work on this block right here. I think I know what I need to do, but I need to act a lot quicker. Oh, darn it. I should not have done that. Okay, that's not anything. I don't know. Why did I press that button one more time? Somebody tell me why I pressed that button one more time. Just have to get this last gold brick. Focusing all of my intellect on getting this one last gold brick. Let's see. If he stayed in that one place long enough in order for me to hop on his head, but maybe that wouldn't work because he wouldn't be trapped at the time. Maybe it's because I'm digging this at the wrong angle. I keep going right to left. Maybe if I were going left to right instead. Ah, darn it. I had the right idea, but I think I hesitated a little bit. Yeah, what I remember doing to kill them is timing it so the hole closes over them. Yeah. And so there's a trick to that. What I would need to do is I would just need to drill a very wide pit. And eventually he'd try to climb out of the pit, but it would be in vain because the pit would close up faster than he'd be able to climb out of it. That's how that trick works. Darn it. Well. I mean, I could do it to him, but I don't know how useful it's going to be. Because, you know, eventually he's going to respawn. And him respawning is going to take more time than it was going to is just going to make him appear at the top of the stage again. So the first thing that I have to do in this puzzle is I need to get on the right side of the stage, and so I need to footstool him once in order to do that. Nothing there is going to help me drill all the way through the ground. Now this is a thing I can do. Trap him in the left hole. I wonder. So he has a tendency to always try to occupy the exact same row as I am in. So that's the thing, is that he will never try to climb above me. So that's the thing, I've never even seen him come to this side of the field. That just never seems to occur to him. To climb down the ladder and then climb up the ladder on the opposite side to come after me. Well, that's a way to keep them occupied. Of course, then I shouldn't just accidentally fall in the hole afterwards. I'm thinking right now is if I drill the hole here, does he climb up? No, he doesn't climb up. He just stays there. He spawned on the left side that time. Well, maybe he'll stay over there while I try to figure out how to drill through this. Oh, he actually made it to the top. Good for him. Alright, so... what I can best figure is that I can drill this, and then I'm slowly waiting for the one on the bottom to respawn itself, because I need it to respawn itself while I'm drilling through the rest of this. That's kind of hard to do because the top part is always going to reform before the bottom part does. Okay, hang on. Okay, there we go. Oh no. Well, I got the gold that I was after. At least I think I did. Okay, I still have to grab this one. And that's still hard to do. Okay, well that's one way to travel him to the left. So now that he's trapped in this hole, then he's not going to be able to do anything to bother me. So as long as I don't make any mistakes on my own, I should be able to get through this. Okay. There we go. Finally, this stage is solved. That took a while. 1 star. I'm taking it. So what does he do when he's confronted with a single block? I don't think he does anything. That's the thing. If I grab those 3 and then get rid of them, then I don't have a way back up, so I can't do that. Let's start 1 gold brick at a time. There we go. That grabs those 3. So, it would be foolish of me just to walk down all the way down and then trap myself in that corner with him. What I need to know is I need to know where the exit ladder spawns. So if I were just to do this and the exit ladder spawns somewhere where I can find it, well, it doesn't do that, but it does spawn an extra ladder on the bottom left for me to use to make my escape. And so that one was just a that was a little bit of a game of chance, and they gave me 3 stars for that level. So I guess I was a smart cookie just to rely on luck and just assume that that's how that was going to shake out. Oh no, invisible block there. All right. This guy's caught in a rut climbing those ladders on the left side. Okay. I could really use his help. If he was actually dumb enough to get off the ladder, then he would fall in this invisible block space. But he's not. And so this isn't going to work. Oh, but he is dumb enough to swap places with me. That's good to know. So far, nothing has been as hard as Stage 3. I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, lots of gold in this one. So this game has been around for so long. Some of these puzzles are classic. Some of these puzzles are puzzles that have been around since the game was first created. Okay, classic mode, world levels, craft mode unlocked. Craft mode being the level editor mode that is synonymous with this game. This is one of the first PC games to actually have a level editor. Okay, we have a different enemy type now. These guys are capable of walking around the platforms. Okay, easy enough to do. We haven't started mixing them up yet. You either got one enemy type or the other. Oh, I already don't like the looks of this. Not so tough so far. Okay, I can actually land on those things. That's nice to know. It looked like they were kind of spiny. I didn't think that you're capable of landing on them. Uh-oh. I accidentally unleashed a golden one. Now I just made this harder on myself. Not too hard, though. I was almost done with the puzzle. Alright. Do I get bonus points for making the thing unintentionally harder on myself? I didn't think so. Okay. How do we do now? Oh, I shouldn't have come here. Okay, I'm pretty much just trapped here. I gotta restart. So I think I need to enlist the help of this little goober. Whoops. I have to time it in a way where he's actually going to lift me up. I don't know if that's actually possible. I don't know if that's actually a thing. I don't know why I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep doing that. Am I supposed to reroute these guys somehow? I gotta tell myself, no matter what I do, don't travel left, because traveling left will get me stuck. See, I can ride on them. Thing is, what I think I might have to do, and the idea palls me, is that I have to keep an eye on this one on the left. I have to beat it to that ladder somehow. Oh, now that I know it goes around in that corner. This should be the last one that I grab. But this still just traps me in this corner. Darn it. How am I supposed to get that one in the corner? Maybe I'm just supposed to drill all the way through. Yeah, that's what I think I'm supposed to do. Wearing you as a hat. Okay, I've mostly got this one figured out. And then walk back before that thing gets me stuck for good. That's what I'm supposed to do there. Here. Oh, darn it. So I gotta wait here for my opportunity to sneak over to the ladder. Then just climb down a little bit. Grab the gold. And then wait again for it to pass by. And climb up there. Level number 14 done. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just a weird eyeball McThing like you are. For a guy. Okay, now how do I get back up there? I think I still have to follow a good amount of the firmament. Alright. Oh no! I panicked. Oh, I panicked. Okay, well, at least I don't have to pick up the gold again. I can just go for the exit now. I think that's what they did. They made it harder to get to the exit than it would be to actually grab all of the money. Extras mode unlocked. Okay, now we've got another enemy type. Okay, what do you guys do? They look like you're in the mood to chase me just like the other ones are. At least I know that much. Don't seem to be too different from the other guys. You're a lot faster though. Oh, here's trouble. These guys are a little too fast for me. The issue I'm having is that they're capable of getting to a corner faster than I can, and then I don't have the opportunity to drop them down a gap. Oh no. That's not the way to grab any gold. I think that's what they taught me in the tutorial. Oh, darn it. Okay, I think I have an idea about how I'm supposed to get that last one. Alright. See, this one chasing me over here. I'm hoping that at some point he will lead himself down that gap. Okay. Well, either that or I can trap this one. Yeah, but that doesn't actually get me the gold bar. Oh, darn it. Shouldn't have done that one. So I know part of what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to let him loose. So that'll fall into that section. And what am I supposed to do about the ugly chasing me? That's what I gotta know. That's what I don't know yet. Drop 3 holes right near the beginning. Possibly. So now that this guy is occupying the left, what I need to do is I need to drop him so I can go around again. And then I need to drill through this. Oops, but not quite like that. Oh no. I think I have to decimate this whole platform over here. There we go. That's how that's done. These guys are a lot tougher than zombies, I'll tell you that much. Okay, one fake block right there. Oh, more than one fake block. Yeah, I've almost got one all the gold, but one of these guys is holding one of them, so I have to figure out how to get him loose from this little ladder prison that he's made for himself. Uh-oh. This is bad. And of course they made it so I can't walk right to the ladder. That's not where the challenge of this stage is supposed to lie. And it's easy to get him trapped in there, but, you know, the issue with that is that, you know, most of the gold is right next to him. I shouldn't have fallen down here already. Well, I guess we're cellmates now. None of this seems like a good idea. That's the problem, is that, you know, all of my puzzle platforming senses are tingling at this one. So I think what I'm actually supposed to do is that instead of gathering the gold myself, I have to let them... I have to drill in a way so that they end up gathering all the gold. And then I just continue to let them free and let them go into other areas. Achoo! Sorry about that. Sneeze. You know, clip that and send it to VTuber Sneezes on Twitter. Anything for internet clout, you know. esneezes.com. If I had my browser source set up, I would go and I would take a look at that right now. Okay, I don't know. I have been thrown a serious curveball here. Oh, gee. There's another enemy here. Every once in a while, you just find an enemy in the rocks, and it's just like this suddenly turned into hard mode. The thing is, I wonder if loosening the little picture will actually help me get through this. Dead. Okay, that's a thing. I managed to allow him to mostly crawl out of the trap. That gives me a basic idea of what I need to be doing here. I'm not happy about it. So he will automatically free himself. That is something I've learned about the enemy AI on this game. Oh, I don't know. As bad as that looked, it was still highly preferred to some of the situations I put myself in. Ah, darn it. I think I'm much better at letting the enemies escape than I'm letting myself escape. Oh no. See, I could swear to you that, my true course of action is to let the enemies collect all the gold. So that's the thing is, as at least once they get out of this little predicament, then I could just attempt to. Then I could just attempt to trap them and then take the gold back for myself. Of course, there's something to be said about letting them loose as opposed to allowing them to stay trapped. Try to say that as soon as I'm done with you, you can just fall into that hole, and you can stay there now. Darn it. Oh, let the block crush me. There we go. Okay. That was the long way to go about it, but I still beat that stage. Ooh boy, the golden arches. Ah, darn it. Okay. That was simple enough. Okay, this doesn't help either of us. So you can't fall off the ladders and grab the treasure, I know that. This looks like it could be a sideways entrance. Oh no. I have unlocked the gold one again. How are you supposed to get to that crossbar? I think that's an issue I keep having. I fell in the block. I don't know what to say about that. No, of course that didn't trap him. I don't know why I thought it would. That's definitely gonna trap me. Okay. I think I'm more than a little stuck at this point. So, this might be a good time to call it a stream. I might come back to this game later because, you know, I personally find it very interesting. But anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in to tonight's stream. Thank you to Emotional Support Otter for the raid. Thank you to Varen Von Blood for being the MVP of tonight's chat. Clarion Durian for tuning in. Green Jams, Hollow Flower, Keiko Bunny 99. It's thanks to all of you that we are able to keep bringing you this stream, keep bringing you the things that we hopefully will be able to give you as our tiny little online streaming empire continues to grow here on this channel. Thank you once again to our sponsor. Thank you to greatmedia.games for 10% off TCG single cards. Visit greatmedia.games and use 10Finity at checkout for 10% off your online purchase. I just felt I needed to say that again. Let's see. I would think I would like to do a raid now. Who would I like to pay a visit to? I think I would like to go over to Pillarbird. I mean, so she was kind enough in order to give a like to tonight's stream promotion on Twitter. So I think I would like to pay a visit to her. Right now, she's in the middle of singing karaoke, so that should be interesting. I haven't seen karaoke streams since the heyday of Twitch Sings, which was a great program. But anyways, I think I'm not going to be back on again until this coming Monday. That seems to be the scheme that I've been streaming upon since I've been on vacation. But yeah, that most likely seems the way I'm going to handle things. So I will be back next Monday. I will more than likely be bringing you a new RPG-related stream. I haven't decided what that is yet. But anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in. You guys have been a fabulous audience. I will see you this coming Monday. So long, everybody. Good night.